Welcome to Secret Women's Business, the podcast, where we're going to talk about boobs, bras, body image, and whatever else takes our fancy.
I'm a woman of a certain age.
What the hell was that, Pauline?
I'm not finished. Okay, now I'm finished.
What was that?
It's menopausal rage and anxiety. I get it out of nowhere, and I want to kill people. I'm sorry, Dominique. You are sitting there.
The firing line.
You're in the firing line, and it's probably better that I'll sit here quietly. No, I will take a glass.
That won't work.
I've got my glass of wine here. I will take a sip. Hang on.
Go, girlfriend.
Oh, my God, that's good. Oh, look, it's just one of these things that comes with menopause.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the hot flushes come from nowhere. The rage comes the same way. It's completely impossible to explain. I can't explain it.
No, neither can I. I was actually, this is the funniest thing. I was out at one of my schoolmates died, and that's not funny. That's not what funny. Sorry.
See, we're medial menopause women here.
But what happened was that we had a bit of a wake with all the old classmates together.
That's always nice.
Yeah, and we were all sitting around in somebody's big fancy house around the pool, and I went up to a couple of blokes in the class, for my class, and I said, "Hi guys, how you going?" And fine, and you know, catching up a bit, and I said, "So, all your wives menopausal now?"
I want to talk about a question.
Oh, you should have seen the fear that ran through their eyes. If they could have made themselves into a Lego character.
Invisible
Man. Just at the thought of what their wives are doing to them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I know. And it's not anything that they do on purpose.
No. And look, that's what a good bloke will understand. They'll get it.
Yeah. And leave me alone isn't actually what we want.
That's not the words we want to use.
No, but we do, but we don't. Basically, we don't know what we want.
And look, for me, it came out probably in my mid-50s. I was angry.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Absolutely no reason. I had no reason to be. Well, maybe I did.
Well, yeah, maybe you did. But it's also how you deal with it.
Yeah, well, my anxiety got so bad I left my marriage.
Well, that's good enough reason, from what I hear. But, you know, I went to my doctor about it, and she said, look, your 50s, you know, your kids leave home. I don't have any, but still, your kids leave home, and this is where you should be enjoying your life. But all of a sudden, for women, we get hit with this stuff.
So fair, isn't it?
Yeah. And then our parents are needy.
Yes.
And so we have to look after them. And what should be easy time becomes hard time for women.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to care for my mother per se, but I keep a close eye on her. She's an amazing 81-year-old woman and does everything herself, but I checked she's got her medication and she's got everything she needs and all that sort of thing. So, yes, I'm in slightly in the caring mode. My kids are all grown up and flown the coop. They're all married with kids of their own. And I'm angry. No. Am I? Maybe not today.
No, not today. Well, because they're young.
It comes in flashes, just
you
like
don't
the
know.
hot flashes.
And I found, you know, so my doctor prescribed to me antidepressants and Valium, and, you know, I asked straight out.
Put your hand up if you're sitting at home going, yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly. And as you're reaching for your glass of wine. So I asked my doctor, what is better, a Valium or a glass of wine? And she said, have the glass of wine.
Yeah, but don't maybe have 10.
No, don't have 10 and don't have it in the morning.
Right.
You know, so you've got to be careful with these things.
Although day drinking is not a terrible thing for women of a certain age. We like our lady lunches every now and then. And I'm talking about 3 or 4 times a year, not a week.
Yeah, exactly.
A liquid lunch.
Yeah, but it is, I mean, when I was going through the worst of menopause was when my mother was dying with dementia.
Yeah. Wow.
And I had to walk in there smiling and pretending that everything was all right. And I'd get to the car and I'd be dealing with that grief as well as what I couldn't control.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
You want to punch something.
So I would call Telstra.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Because I found...
They're not going to sponsor us after that, you know.
No, I'm sorry. No, but, you know, if you're going to have an argument, at least have a good one with somebody you don't love. Because you don't want to upset the people around you.
Absolutely.
So I would call Telstra, and then they'd resolve my thing, and I would be very, very rude, and then I would apologise. And I would say, look, I have to apologise.
Oh, but we're used to that. We're women. That's what we do.
So I apologised profusely, and I said, look, please forgive me. I am menopausal, and I just sometimes can't control it. And they'd all go, oh, we're so sorry. I'm so glad we could fix your thing. And I felt better. They felt better. And it was a good day.
Yeah.
I used to call that the gift I gave myself.
Oh, good. That's hilarious.
But yeah,
Pauline, I love it.
But, and when I hit menopause and I could feel the moods and the anger coming, I went to my husband, the very, very handsome man.
He's sitting over here in the corner.
Yes, with a very sexy radio voice. Say something, Pete.
You sound like Santa.
Something, Pete. And I started off by apologising. I said,
do we need to apologise?
No, I said, yeah. So because I said, look, something's happening. It could be bad. I might be a bitch.
Professional.
Oh, yes, with a diploma. And I'm sorry, it's got nothing to do with you.
See, now, because I didn't know anyone going through menopause, and I was kind of in my mid-50s, quite isolated, I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. And so I didn't really understand why I was so moody. Even, look, my GPs, they were not helpful. They really weren't helpful. They finally said, yeah, you're going through menopause. And I was already in therapy because I had some other sort of issues with depression and stuff like that. But I found it really hard to get any information because I didn't understand what was happening to me. And that's why it's really important that we talk about this.
Oh, yeah, look, it's not just getting the information from doctors, but Dominique, as you know...
It's a sisterhood.
Well, it's a sisterhood. If we don't discuss it, then, how would we know that somebody's got the same thing as us?
Exactly. Like I said to you another time that if it wasn't for you suggesting I go on HRT, it hadn't even occurred to my doctor until I suggested it. And she went, oh, that's a great idea. Well, there you go. And I'm on antidepressants as well because I not only get that sort of rage anxiety, but I get really teary as well and quite down, and I self-isolate and do that, which is not healthy.
No. Every now and then it is, and you need a lush day, and you just need a...
That's what I call it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Stole your line. But you do need that, and every now and then...
My therapist is 100% behind me having what I call a lush day. He thinks it's hilarious that I call it that. It just means that I lush around watching TV, doing nothing, no housework, eat what I want, do what I want, sleep, whatever I need to do.
We need to reward ourselves.
Yes, well, he calls it a mental health day.
Yeah.
I just think lush sounds better. Or worse. Maybe it sounds worse. I don't care.
You're living a lush life.
Lush life. I even made myself a T-shirt that said, shh, it's lush day. In other words, fuck off.
Yeah. But you see, you can't say fuck off.
Now, here, we were talking about this, the language.
Oh,
I hardly ever used to swear.
Me either.
Now, it's like a special language.
Yes.
And it helps.
It's marvellous.
I mean, saying fuck off is so much better than bugger off.
Yeah. It's marvellous. Say it with me.
It's
What is it? Marvellous.
Darling.
Oh, yeah. No, because, I don't know, it gets it up. But it's a very good way sometimes of expressing yourself if you haven't got a proper way.
There's a fantastic meme going around with Helen Mirren, and it's something like, she said something like, I wish I'd said fuck off more when I was younger.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Yes, I know the one.
But I think we've discussed this. But yes, swearing is a little bit of a weapon, maybe? Or maybe it's just a tool.
But having said that, I am a hypocrite because I'm quite happy to swear, but when I hear people walking up and down the street, generally men, swearing, I'm offended.
Oh, Pauline.
Oh, I know.
A hypocrite. No,
I am a hypocrite. No, I am a hypocrite because I don't do it on the street. I don't walk up and down the street. I do it, in
the safety and confines of the store.
Oh, yeah. In front of certain people.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would never swear in front of a customer unless they've actually sworn first.
Yeah.
It's almost like permission given.
That's right. But no, I just find that words do matter sometimes, and they're the best words.
I wonder why it is. I don't understand it. I don't think anybody really does. Why just certain swear words just feels like a tension release. I mean, I do it a lot in the car now. I hate driving, but I used to have to do a lot more driving than I do now, and I was fine. Now I'm yelling at everyone. So if you see a crazy blue-haired woman driving around Sydney in an old beat-up Camry, Swearing at the whole world, that's me.
Oh, I don't swear in the car, but I do give people the finger.
Oh, no, I swear at everybody. Gee, they get some names. Because they're all idiots.
Yeah. Well, of course, everyone's an
we know
idiot, but
better.
except for you and me.
That's right.
Yeah, but no, look, I don't know what it is about, it's obviously the hormones rushing through. And I think also at this age, you don't care so much what people think about you.
Oh, that's so true. And it does release some of the anxiety. I don't know how it works. It just does.
And when we were growing up, ladies were seen and not heard.
Well, I was never very good at that.
No, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
We were meant
Yes.
to be polite.
Absolutely. And women who swear, that was just a sin. Don't say that word. You're a young lady.
Yeah, basically. But we were meant to be polite and well behaved and sit demurely in a corner and
cover your whole body.
Yeah, well, besides, bugger that. But
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, be modest.
Yeah.
And don't argue, especially with men. And because that's just our generation.
So there's the thing. When in the last probably 2 or 3 years of my marriage, I started actually arguing back about things I would have just let go in the past. All of a sudden it was like, bugger this, I am saying what I think. So that's definitely a menopausal hormonal change. And it just got to the point where I didn't like any of it anymore, especially myself. That's why I left.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. And it's obviously the best thing you ever did.
Oh, well, I was somewhat different 4.5 years on.
Yes.
And I turned 60 and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot better about myself. And I don't even blame him. Not his fault. Some of it was his fault. But I had to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think also when you're unwell, and I'm saying that, we have rage and anxiety and all of that with menopause, I'm not saying we're sick, but we have something that's going on.
Yes.
And it is hormonal, which makes it a medical issue.
Yeah, that's the right term.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if you can name it, you can deal with it.
Oh, I think had I known, I might have dealt with it differently. I don't know. I can't say that for sure. I can't even back that up. But, I was mad as hell. And then Dad died. That didn't help. It just made me even crazier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all these times when it should be good.
Well, and there's the other thing, especially for any men who happen to be listening. Come on, girls, get them to listen. Men need to understand that whole aspect of it. We're not mad at them. We're just
mad.
We're just So I was constantly being told I was going crazy. And I started to believe it. There was absolutely nothing wrong with me. It was just rage from menopause and the hormones and the, all of that goes along with it.
Yeah.
So, got any answers for that, Pauline?
Absolutely none at all. We just have to, as I said, if you can name it, if you can identify it, I think you can live with it. How to avoid it, who knows? And not everyone gets it.
Oh, you can't avoid it. I mean, yes, some people won't get it, but other people are just going to wake up one day and feel angry like I did.
Yeah.
And on that note, I'm Dominique.
I'm Pauline.
And we're going to go and have a little cry in the corner.
No, we're not. We're going to have a big glass of wine.
Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Really and true.